For this activity, we're going to be ordering fractions. Now we're going to be putting them in order, starting with the smallest first. So what we've got here is 4 fractions for you. We've got 9/11ths, 6/11ths, 10/11ths, and 2/11ths. Now hopefully you can notice that all of our denominators are the same. So we need to think about the rule we had yesterday when the denominator was the same. So hopefully you remember that if the denominator is the same, the greater the numerator, the greater the fraction. So we're starting with the smallest, so we need to find what the smallest fraction is first. So we are going to be looking for the smallest numerator. So our smallest numerator is 2, which means our smallest number is 2/11ths. I'm going to cross that one off because I've written that down. The next number would be 6/11ths. So it's going to be 6/11ths. Then we've got 9/11ths. And we've got 10/11ths. So you can see here now we're going in ascending order, starting with the smallest, and you can see that my numerators are getting bigger. So we've got 2, 6, 9, and 10. So that is how you very simply put in order fractions with the same denominator. So let's have a look at the next slide. So here we've got some larger fractions, or fractions with larger numbers, that are actually smaller fractions. We have got the denominator of 25 here. Now again, they're all 25, so we are going to be looking at the numerator to help us put them in order. So again, we just need to see which is the smallest numerator, and here that is 14. So we start with 14/25. That one's done. The next one is 15. So we've got 15/25. Next one is 19/25. And finally 21/25. Now hopefully you can see, just as in the last question, we are going in ascending order, so starting with the smallest, which means our numerators are getting bigger. So we've got 14, 15, 19, and 21. Okay. Some of these fractions on this slide are greater than 1, but because the denominators are the same, it doesn't matter. So our denominators here are all 6. And then we're just going to have a look for our numerators again. So we need to find the smallest numerator because that one will be the smallest fraction. So our smallest numerator is 1. So our first fraction will be 1/6. The next one is 4. So we go 4/6 next. Then we've got 6/6. And then finally, we've got 9/6. So even though this fraction here is equivalent to 1, and this fraction here is equivalent to 1 and 3/6, they're still in the correct order. We've still got 1/6, then 4/6, then 1 whole, then 1 whole, and 3/6. So if you've got improper fractions like this, you can still put them in order. Okay. So here we've got some fractions where the denominator has got, they are different, the denominators are different, but they do have common multiples, and that is what we need to work with. We're going to be doing some converting. So this statement here says, let's make all their denominators 16. So we've already got 14/16, and we need to make the rest of them with a denominator of 16. So starting with 3/4, how do we get from 4 to 16? We multiply it by 4. So we do the same to our numerator. 3 times 4 is 12. Do the same. How do we get from 8 to 16? We multiply by 2. So we do the same to our numerator. 4 times 2 is 8. And And then how do we get from 2 to 16? We multiply it by 8. So we multiply our numerator by 8 as well, which would give us 8. So now we have got 4 fractions where we've got 16ths as our denominator. Now these two here are actually the same, so it doesn't matter which way around we put them when we are ordering them. But if we have a look at our numerators now, we need to find which one is the smallest. So we've got 2 with 8, haven't we? So we've got 2 here, and I've got 8 as a denominator. So they are going to go first. Now, as I said, it doesn't really matter which way around you put it. They're worth the same value. We're going to put the original fractions in. So I've got 4, let me change it to a different color. I'm going to have 4/8 and then 1/2. Because they are the same. You could put them on top of each other, but I've not got space here. So the next one, we've got 14 and 12. So 12 is our next one, but we're going to write this original fraction. So then we're going to write 3/4. And then finally, we've got 14/16. So even though there are different denominators, we can convert them using our knowledge of equivalent fractions to help us order them. Now, one more here. So again, we've got different denominators, so we need to work out what we are going to put them as, so they are the same. So we're going to work with 20 here, because these are all factors of 20. So how do we get from 4 to 20? We multiply it by 5, so we do the same to our numerator. How do we get from 2 to 20? We times it by 10. So we do the same to our numerator. So again, we've got 2 of the same fractions there. And then how do we get from 5 to 20? We multiply it by 4. So we multiply our numerator by 4 as well. And 2 times 4 is 8. So now we have got 4 fractions with the same denominator. So again, looking for our numerator to see which number is the smallest, we can see that we've got an 8 here. So our first fraction would be 8/20. We've then got 2 with 10, so we can put them in whichever order. And then finally, we've got 17/20. There, so 17/20. So now we've put those 4 fractions into ascending order through converting. So now I'd like you to go and have a go at task 1, which is all about ordering fractions. So to start with, they will all have the same denominator, but as you go on, you will need to do some converting to help you.